Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your mid-August tarot check-in, and your theme for mid-August is the Hermit, soul-searching, looking within. I also find this can sometimes mean disconnecting from social media, but truly trying to find that light within. And also, this is always an old soul card, so you might be checking into that inner wisdom that you have maintained or learned about through many, many, many lifetimes, okay? All the answers are within, at least that's my opinion, okay? All right, let's see what else. Oh, and it could be a Virgo influence as well. Let's see what else is in store for you for this month. So what does Scorpio need to know for mid-August? And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Ooh. Interesting. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think I kind of see why you're going to be doing the whole isolation, kind of backing off from people a little bit. So in the past, leading into this, you've had like a brilliant, inspired idea that has so much potential, right? But it's not necessarily going to go the way that you want it to. Right now, you are coming up as the Nine of Swords, so that can represent like cruelty, disappointment, feeling like life is unfair, and a heck of a lot of stress with those swords. And just being like, I've worked so hard, I've sacrificed so much. Was it even worth it? Because it seemed to all just go to nothing. But remember, swords, they are minor arcana, and swords are also mental. So they're thoughts in your head, but just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. It just means that you're thinking it. That's it. I will say that you're struggling right now. Okay, first, before I even continue to go on, most of the cards are minor arcana. So it doesn't mean that it's like, it is potentially changeable. So let's definitely focus on the advice cards when I'm done this reading, okay? Because they will help to, it's more like moldable when they're minor arcana. So we can mold it to be the best case scenario. But it's actually not going to end up so bad. It's just you watching this right now or in the moment might not feel so good, but the outcome isn't so bad. In fact, you're given a choice, okay? So there's something you've really been struggling with because I feel like an issue, what you need to know about is the Five of Wands. There's too much on your plate, too much conflict. So this conflict could be just that you've got too many responsibilities, too many things that you just can't manage on your own. You're trying, but it's like the harder you try, the easier things seem to slip out of your hand. I really doubt that you're asking people for help, to be honest. And it can also be like inner conflict, which can be very stressful, but also it can represent conflict within your social group, whether it's in work or friends or family, and a whole bunch of conflicting ideas, and people might be trying to drag you in, or maybe you're getting dragged in, or whatever. But I feel like it's just something happened that just was out of the blue and totally threw you for a loop. It's the kind of thing that maybe in retrospect, you'll be like, okay, I think maybe I could have seen that coming, but like in the moment, it just shocks you and surprises you, and everything that you've built is suddenly like falling down, okay? It's just not working, and I feel like it's falling apart, but you're trying with your limited capacity at this moment to try and make things work. It's like trying to stop a house from burning down with like one little fire extinguisher. Like it's too far gone. It's not gonna happen. But the outcome is the Two of Pentacles. So you're going to be given a choice. It's like 50-50. So it's not like it's the end, right? It's just come to a fork in the road. And for you to decide which way to go, you're really going to have to like figure out what's important with your priorities. Okay. And also, so there still is hope for the inspired idea, right? It's just you're gonna have to take a different route to get there that you weren't expecting, okay? And I feel like the stress that you have right now is because you're still determined to go on the same route, even though, I'm sorry, it's blocked. You're gonna have to find a different path. I feel like, is there a part of you that like, okay, some of you, this might be business, it could be work, it could be like a lot of things, but whatever it is, I feel like maybe one of the reasons that you struggled is because potentially like you're wanting too soon to already get into that comfortable stage where you're like, Okay, so sometimes people will want to start a business, for example, and they're like, oh, I pretty much want to get to the stage like within, you know, a few years, 4 years or something, where I can now just relax and I'll have other people working and blah, blah, blah. But I'm sorry, I don't think it's going to happen that way. You need to be like totally in it for a lot longer than you probably realize. So there may have been some things that you neglected. There may have been some things that you're like, oh, I'll just put on the back burner, I'll deal with it later. But all of those things I think maybe have built up, which maybe made things a little bit too stressful, too much to deal with. You're going to have to go back to the replanning stage. Look, you need to, like, I'm going to pull a few clarifying cards in a moment, okay? But I think that don't give up on this inspired idea. The inspired idea is brilliant. It's awesome. And it was inspired because it comes from source, okay? But you're just going to have to kind of replan and figure out what's really important and what your priorities are to make it work. And honestly, I would try and find that information from within, not really talking to other people. You really need to kind of check in with your needs and align that with your choice that you're going to have to make in the near future in regards to this inspired idea. Let's get some clarification cards, please. Mid-August. Okay, so right now you are in a way where you're stuck, okay? There's actually nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, okay? Like, for now. So it's like, if you, you need to go back to the planning stage. And you also need to incorporate, like, if there was the particular roadblock or thing that fell apart, you're going to have to incorporate that into your replanning. And also I feel like maybe you made some decisions a little bit too impulsively. Like, it's good to have inspired ideas, but like, you had the inspired idea in the past, which is a fantastic idea. And I know it's because you want the good life, and it's likely something to do with connecting the community, things like that. But I feel like you have to also, after the inspired thought, when you're in the middle of trying to make it happen, you need to, yes, have the inspired thought, but just maybe take a pause to think about it a little bit rather than just immediate action without thinking, because that may have been part of what got too much on your plate. And I know that you're probably stressed a little bit about money and income. Some of you might be your physical body and stability, but just wait it out, okay? I wouldn't be taking any action steps. You're in the energy of just staying put, connecting with yourself, looking at things from a different perspective before you do the action step, because the energy that you're in right now is like trying to make toast with a toaster that isn't plugged in. So you might be like pressing the lever down a million times and you're like, why isn't it working? That's because you need to get energetically in tune with where you are right now. So you need to focus on plugging in the toaster before you start trying to make toast. And when you do in the near future, realign your values, you need to really get back to basics. Like, remember, you had this inspired idea because you love it, because you want to connect with people, you want people to be happy, you want community to be connected and all of that. So you need to make sure that you, being a part of the community, that you're emotionally connected to this. So you need to make sure that when you reassess your values and priorities, that you're going in a direction that is emotionally fulfilling for you. Because if it's emotionally fulfilling for you, then you're more likely to have this project be emotionally fulfilling for the community at large, because you are a part of the community. Take some time to just like feel things out. Patience. And in your planning in the future, you really do need to incorporate the fact that whatever it was, whatever roadblock, you need to be able to incorporate it, that roadblock might happen again. So you've got a strategy the next time something like that happens, okay? So it's just all about being patient, staying still, re-strategizing, making sure that you're going in a way that is has emotional depth, so that this will continue in the long run and ultimately fulfill the original idea why you wanted to carry on with this inspired idea in the first place. All right, let's get some advice cards, please and thank you, for mid-August. Yeah, you need to refocus refocus. So I see that one of the problems is that you were trying to do too many things at once. You seriously need to like cut through the BS, focus on one thing at a time, and then when you're done that one thing, then move on to the next. So you actually need to prioritize all of your tasks in order and go through it one by one, because at this present time, okay, I'm not saying it'll be like this forever, but at this present time, trying to do too many things at once means you get nothing done, okay? So you need to focus on one thing at a time and maybe emotionally detach a little bit. So if things aren't necessarily going the way that you want, like pretend that it's happening to someone else, and I don't know, just like try and emotionally detach. Try and use your logic, your brain, to actually get things done, okay? Also, if there are other people that you are trying to have involved, that are involved in this, you might actually just want to maybe not have them involved. You might just want to actually do this on your own parts of it. Like for example, if this does have to do with a business, maybe you have some business relationships and you might have to just be like, you know what, it's too much stressful, I'm gonna work with this person, or I'm just gonna do it myself. Or just think about like, if there's an area of your life that there's too much stress, like even if it's just negative thinking or arguing, you really need to just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna put my sword down and walk away. It's not even worth it, because you might be up against more than what you could. Sometimes this has the opposite for an advice card. Sometimes it means, you know, if people are disagreeing with you, even if it's more like you against a few people, sometimes you do need to speak up and be like, you know what, like this is what I think, this is how it's going to be, and actually speak your voice. So pick what advice resonates with you. Third advice card, we've got the Star. Make a wish. You also might want to check out your horoscope for this month as well. But honestly, like you need to potentially be a little bit more vulnerable, maybe expose yourself a bit more. You might want to do more advertising, get yourself out there, but just keep that hope, because I feel like this is a very good sign. You are going in the right direction. It's just not necessarily going to be the route that you envisioned in your head. All right, final advice card. We've got the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands stays true to herself. She maintains her integrity. She always tells the truth, because why would she say something that she doesn't believe or think? That just doesn't make sense. So stay in touch with what's right for you. Make sure that whatever this project is, it is 100% authentic and an authentic reflection of you. And stay true to yourself. Do not veer from the path of what feels right for you. If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's in the description box below. You can also follow me on social media, and definitely make sure you're subscribed, because I do monthly, mid-monthly readings. Like, comment, share, all that good stuff. And if you're still here, you get a secret bonus card. All right. Ooh. You might want to visit some family, or connect with family, or connect with things that you did when you were a child. Like if you loved strawberry ice cream when you were a child, you need to get some strawberry ice cream, okay? So take care of yourself, nourish yourself. Have a great month. Bye.